you probably already know that it's possible to achieve an ace in a single shot. Back in 2014, I showed a one-shot AWP ace. This was an easy 12-second video that took me about 10 minutes to make, and which is now sitting at over 1 million views. Simpler times. But while it's possible, I'm sure you understand why the chances of it happening in a proper match are highly unlikely, as well as how improbable it is that all 5 enemies will allow themselves to perfectly line themselves up for you. You've also got to be close enough that damage drop-off doesn't ruin it. And, as you can see from the first shot I attempted in my 2014 video, even if everything's perfect, the game might still decide that you didn't hit anyone, CSGOing you in the worst possible way. So we might never see a one-hit ace outside of heavily scripted frag videos. I tell a lie. It happened back in 2018 in this clip. And of course it's on Banana. Dark Moon is the legend who pulled this off, while fully flashed, no less, against players ranging from Gold 4 through to Supreme in skill. It's just a shame the game back then didn't have all of the kill feed icons that we have today, because I imagine it would have looked amazing. This is, to my knowledge, the only time it's ever happened in a proper game. It was such a crazy event that even the victims of the clip congratulated Dark Moon on his little stunt. Though it wasn't enough to impress everybody. The user Message Me Your Assholes over on Reddit said it doesn't deserve the term ace because it was just a lucky shot, no skill required. So until a skillful single shot ace is achieved, I guess he'll just have to remain disappointed. But now that a one-shot ace has been done, the logical thing to ask is, how else can you pull off an ace in just a single shot? It can be done with a frag grenade, provided everybody starts on low enough health. This has also been done before. In fact, it's probably one of the easiest ways to perform a one-shot ace. And in the unlikely event that the whole enemy team is stood on each other's heads, all while being on just 1 HP, you can kill them with a single decoy grenade like so. A decoy's blast can kill people too. Up until this year, you could use this to kill your teammates, but people were abusing it too much, so it's now been disabled, meaning you'll only stand a chance of killing the enemy team in an ace this way now. You can also kill 5 enemies with the bomb, which I guess technically would be a single click. There's even an achievement for this, which apparently 2.4% of the game's player base has earned, though I suspect most people pull it off in a custom map against bots, since in all my time playing the game ever, I have never managed to kill all of the enemies from a bomb blast. I only unlocked this achievement this August, and that was on a custom map. And yes, you can Molotov a whole team to death as well. You can see Cloud9 trying it here. But I also investigated which weapons could manage it. The AWP is the only one that can kill 5 enemies on full health, even with armor on. Even the other snipers will be unable to kill 5 players on full health, stopping at only 4 instead. So I lowered their health down to 1 HP. With 5 enemies lined up all on 1 HP, you'd imagine that any weapon in the game would be able to go through all of them. But this isn't the case. Some, like the SMGs or most pistols, will only kill a maximum of 2 people in a single shot before the bullet is stopped. The P250, AUG, FAMAS, Galil, SG553 and M249 all kill a maximum of 3. The AK, Negev and M4s, both when suppressed and unsuppressed, can kill up to 4. And finally, these are the weapons that can one-hit ace against 5 enemies on 1 health. The Deagle and Revolver do an excellent job, as do the snipers, as you'd expect. What you might be surprised to see here are the shotguns, which you'd think would be stopped sooner. What happens here is each pellet is calculated separately. So the first pellet kills the first enemy, then the rest pass through to the next, depleting just 1 pellet at a time. So because of this, all shotguns can ace, provided the enemies are weak enough to be killed by a single pellet or so. Although sort of cheating, the FAMAS in burst mode can also tear through all 5 enemies. And the Glock's burst mode could as well, but I found it to be a bit inconsistent in practice, and a lot of the time only managed 4 kills before it seemingly ran out of steam. This could perhaps be due to the recoil, or just because it's CSGO. But if you're wanting to ace against 5 1 HP enemies with a Glock burst fire mode, just remember to aim down to account for where the third bullet will go after the large amount of recoil it's subjected to. And just to show off, I tried killing all 5 enemies with the sword off at the same time, but not when all perfectly lined up. The shotguns received an update a few years ago. Every time you fire them, the pellets will now all end up in roughly the same pattern every time. This was done to try and make them less random and more skill based, but it didn't really work. But by working out where all of the pellets from the sword off go, and by conveniently placing an enemy over each one, I can manage this. This here is the holy grail of bullet aces in CSGO. 5 enemies killed by 5 separate pellets landing in different spots. But as highly unlikely as it might be that we'll see this within our lifetimes, give a million monkeys a million typewriters and eventually they'll pull it off. With CSGO we're already a few years in.